Startup Weekend automatically gives you 3,000 cloud credits. We worked out a deal where IBM's developer advocacy team will give the winning team $2,000 in cloud credits into other developer solutions for 12 months. So that's like 24,000. From a legal perspective, the state lawyers in the back have committed to a bit more of an intense legal workshop where they're going to cover everything around incorporation. What are you guys going to do? Cap tables, all the stuff you need to kick off, all of the things. Strategy and partnerships, not law. From an UX UI perspective, there's a design firm that's offered to do a 4-hour session with the winning team. And I think the biggest and the most impactful thing that the winning team will get is the landing pad for this experience. The landing pad after this experience is automatic entry into Grid 110's 8-week idea to prototype cohort. And for those of you who don't know, it's like the amazing thing about this cohort is it's twice in the evening. It's totally for this demographic, right? You have children, you have full-time jobs. So the idea is that with all of the prize package, all of the things, everything I mentioned that's in this prize package, coupled with or including Grid 110's idea to prototype workshop will put you in a position in the spring to be hopefully working with an MVP with some traction and ready to have those meetings with early stage investors or us over there at Techstars, right, for an accelerated option.
All right, so we're gonna present feedback first in the order in which the company's presented. So first, I want to say, I've looked at literally thousands of companies over the last few years, and to know that you guys put these together in 72 hours is extremely impressive. So hats off to all you guys. Very, very impressed all around. So the first company that presented was EasyBud. So we liked the idea of presenting a mobile solution and incorporating technology into the purchase of cannabis. The challenges, or where we thought there were areas of improvement, is one around the legal complications and cost structure. I'm an advisor to a cannabis company called Fourth Movement. We felt like you would need to be a dispensary or require a dispensary license in order to do this. You would also need to place the vending machine in a very expensive place where in order to pay rent for where that vending machine is going to be, in order for it to be protected. And the vending machine, you named a lot of features that we're probably going to add to the cost of the machine itself. But we did, ultimately, we really like the solution as well. So we'll go on to feedback to the summit.
Awesome. Again, thanks for having me. Everyone did a great job. For Summit, the branding and the UI is great. You could win off branding and UI. Like, as a marketer and a product person, like that is all I live off of. But I think some questions that I think arose were, for the first one is, how do you bring in quality news when the quality news is really transitioning into a subscription-based model where you cannot aggregate it all the time, like, for instance, The Athletic, New York Times, or what have you. Also marketing costs, like, as a marketer, spending tens of millions of dollars of other people's money, it is very expensive to market, right? So that brings me to some ideas to offer. The first being finding a channel where you can be the first mover in the new space to acquire new customers. Think like you were the first news aggregator who reached customers on TikTok, right? Like, try to find a channel that no one has actually played into where you can get them for free just by building a base off of a platform that's emerging or is on the rise, right? The second is the Blinkist model. So Blinkist, right? I would say like they have a very interesting model of taking, I would say the equivalent of what you guys are doing is like the long tail news stories, the ones that are, maybe the 8,000 word New York Times expose and trying to break that down. I think that would be a very interesting model as well. And then the third is Much like the athletic brings in specialized riders for certain sports teams, think about what can I do to create like specialized riders that are amazing at creating stories in 280 characters, right? Like professional tutors. And building your own news network kind of within it as well, maybe fold it into your subscription model. So just a few ideas. Thanks, guys.
Third was smart impact. So you clearly articulate the problem. We were with you all the way, and then we felt that it'd be better to focus specifically on the impact. Addressing that problem, focusing on it, and then finding a way to kind of generate some value out of the data. Because as we were talking internally, we were saying a lot of the insurance companies, other folks are already gathering a bunch of this data. But the value add you can add on top of it is if you're solving a specific problem. And our suggestion is to focus on getting the data at the point of impact and being able to kind of generate some value from that.
So the next was charger help. Collectively, we thought that the presentation was really impressive. You identified the problem and the solution really succinctly, and you had data to support that and back it up. Some key issues that I think for your business model that are going to pose a challenge is AB5. Those technicians, or whatever you want to call them, will by the state legally be required to be employees, and they cannot be 1099 contractors. And then challenges around training of the technicians or the people who go out there. What is the true cost of that? And just some ideas to thinking about partnering with community colleges or trade schools of people who already have some level of electrical or EV training that could help sort of move this model along.
For auto fixers, it was a good solution. Obviously, everybody needs to maintain their car and spend money on that, and you want it done with low cost and high quality. So having a marketplace that's more specific than just going to Yelp does sound necessary. We felt like you could go even more niche than where you were. You talked about the marketplace, or one side of the marketplace being like independent mechanics, and mom and pop shops and whatnot. We actually found, based on the rest of the presentation, that the most compelling value prop was directly to like the mom and pops who don't have a digital presence, who don't have customers, but maybe they have, or new customers, but maybe they just have long-standing relationships and they're trusted with their existing customers. But how do you, if your value prop to them is just very narrow and say, we build your digital presence, we build relationships with new customers to come in the door, that you can drive a lot of value and a lot of traffic that way.
So Quest Cuts. So the feedback I have is just to dive a little bit more into the competitive landscape. There are a number of companies out there. One that comes to mind is called Squire. It's a platform that basically enables individuals to book. It's a booking platform that enables individuals to book appointments with their barbers. This could be added as a feature. So I would really dive into the competitive landscape and make sure that you're aware of all the players in the space. One thing to think about is to make the product stickier for the barbers. So as their business increases from getting customers from your platform, they continue to use your platform versus engage directly with the consumer themselves and cut you out. That's one thing that you guys I recommend spending some more time to think about. Additionally, I think it would behoove you to have some conversations with women and see if there is a platform, or see if there's something that you can do with your product that really makes it sticky for women. I don't think that there really is any product in market, any mobile product in market that allows women to get their hair done. So I think that would be worth just spending some time thinking about it, and it could be a huge opportunity for you. So that's the feedback that I have for this.
didn't want to let me do this. Okay, drum roll, please. Number 3, you got feedback, but that will be Summit. Number 2, it will be Auto Fixers. And for the grand prize winner, I know you guys got much bigger applause for this team. So go ahead. Number 1 will be Charger Help.